Hey everybody, we have just crossed a very major threshold, and I am incredibly excited to be here with you today and let you know that if you are here, if you have been magnetically drawn into this, and if you are in resonance with my energy, I am here to very humbly and very proudly, very graciously tell you that it is now time for you to step into and embody the fullness of cosmic permission to live the life that you came to live. There's no more needing to continue looking around for secondary or tertiary permission from the ego structures of this world embodied in various institutions or in individual human beings. You don't even need to go back and seek permission from any mistaken perception of the family line. It's done. It's over with. Everything's over with. You don't need permission from any externalized source. Your very essence is the eternal truth of all that is. You are God in the flesh. In fact, God is the only reality. There's nothing but God. The entire structure of empire, psychically, is crumbling. In fact, it's already dead. The only thing left to do is to shake off the dead shackles and let it be, let it go. You are here in every way to be absolutely deeply satisfied in the truth and in the essence of your being. You are not here to live in conflict with yourself. You're not here to enact second-hand, third-hand, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth-hand desires that have been handed into you, conditioned into you by the fabric of empire, meant to keep you in a mode of self-sacrifice, of blood sacrifice, of the blood sacrifice of your descendants and of those around you to the war machine. We're done with that. We're absolutely and 100% finished. There is no more bowing and scraping to the fucking idols of steel and bone. No more. No more. Absolutely no more. And that means the willingness to die, the willingness to face death. And in the willingness to face death is the eternal discovery of the eternal, unborn, and undying truth of who and what you really are. This is stepping into your Christhood. This is stepping into your Buddhahood, not for the sake of your own self-aggrandizement, but so that you be a walking mirror, a walking reflection of divinity in this world, so that all who come into contact with you, so that all who see your face, so that all who hear your voice, so that all who come into contact with you and with everybody who has come into contact with you can feel the resonance of that energy, pure, emerging out of truth, consciousness, light, source. The salvation of the world is in the realization that heaven is here, right here, that God is here, that ecstasy is right here. Ecstasy is your birthright. Love, peace, joy, compassion, truth, this is your birthright. This is your birthright in every way. And as these messages come out, they're being tailored verbally and energetically, but verbally. They're being tailored to those who are coming in. I have no idea how these messages are going to be delivered. I'm simply a messenger. And the messenger and the divine are one. As the one listening to the messenger and the messenger are one, and the divine and the one listening to the divine are one. There is only God. There's only the divine. There's no need to go chasing any more books, any more teachers. You don't need that. You're done. Congratulations. This is graduation day. And you haven't needed this for years, by the way. But this is okay, there's no more time. Get out there, little birdie, time to fly. Because we've got people that need to receive the transmission because they're ready to wake the fuck up. People are ready now. They're ready. They're ready. They're ready. The world can see you now. The world can hear you now. People are ready. Here we are. People are ready. They're ready to drop their bullshit. So congratulations. You want to go buy a new wardrobe? Do it. You want a makeover? Do it. You want to change your hair? You want to change? Do it. 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 It's time. Live the life the way you want to live it. And see that anybody who is not in the realization of freedom doesn't understand freedom and can only really try to seek to police behavior and the way that we are here with one another. And we're not here to police one another, and we're not here to police ourselves. We're not here to live in a police state, neither inwardly nor outwardly, because the truth of who and what you are emerges naturally. You don't have to tell a pine tree to be a pine tree. You don't have to tell fire to be fire or water to be water. Everything is exactly what it is. You don't need to... Everything, if you simply leave it alone and allow it to flower into what it is, becomes the highest and best and clearest, cleanest, most refined, most potent version of itself. It has to. It has to. And anyway, divinity is here. Consciousness is here, always perfect. And it is that which not only is the very essence and substance of everything that is material and manifest, but it is that which moves it as well. The life that you see in everything is that consciousness. That's the life that you are, the life that everyone and everything is God, is love, is life, is truth. It's impossible to be separate from God. And yet the taboo of our culture, even in the modern, the current attempts to try to bring people back to a genuine spirituality, those communities even get boggled down with politics and all kinds of social fuckery. But the reality is that there's nothing to do other than to acknowledge, to recognize, and to live in the eternal truth of your divinity. And that means that everything that we've considered to be important heretofore is to be recognized as totally unimportant. How other people perceive you is totally unimportant, and any kind of psychic identifying structure is unimportant. If you've been hung up on gender, if you've been hung up on sex, if you've been hung up on sexuality, if you've been hung up on race, if you've been hung up on religion, if you've been hung up on nationality, on caste, creed, those are all psychic structures. They're not real. They have no reality. They have no reality. And there's no game to win within the construct of that reality. So everybody who's on the battlefield right now, choosing a side and having a war, there's no resolution there. The resolution to the war is to transcend the field of war. And the field of war exists within the eternal and endless field of peace. And the field of war is limited and finite. And the last one standing on the battlefield of war is not the winner. There are no winners in war. There are no winners in war. None. The victor must give a funeral. There are no victors in war. And in peace, all are victors. Peace is win-win. War is lose-lose. You choose. No sane human being chooses a lose-lose situation, because that's destroying themselves and everybody else too. Only consciousness is win-win for everybody. Because in consciousness, you see, what's there to fight about? There's nothing to fight about. In consciousness, there's nothing to fight about. What are you fighting about? In consciousness, there's total self-fulfillment. And I say self-fulfillment with a capital S. Capital S. That means self. Fulfillment in the truth of who and what you really are. That's consciousness. Consciousness doesn't need anything. It doesn't lack. The body needs food. The body needs food. The body needs sleep. It needs to rest. The body needs to be clothed, and it needs to be cleaned. It needs to be bathed. It needs to be taken care of. And it needs to be handled in the field of eternal peace and internal, yes, but eternal peace and awareness of the essence and nature of that peace, of grace, of love, of beauty. Only then can the body relax. And when the body is at ease, then there's an awareness of what the body is and how to move the body. And then from within the eternal field of this stillness, of this quiet, of this peace, of this conflictless, eternal essence of you arises, you could say, I don't want to say the user's manual of the body, but the body begins to reveal to you the essence of the information out of which it is made. And when it does this, you see how the body wants to move. You see what dance really is. You see what martial arts really are. You see what mantra really is. You see the entire mechanism of the body. You see what the mind really is. You see what thought really is. You see what the bioelectromagnetic body, what the pranic body, the energy body, the ki, the chi body, you see what that really is. You see what bioelectromagnetic energy really is. You see what thought and memory really are. You see what the body really is. And you see what eternity is. And you see that eternity is you. It's what you are. You don't come and go. You can't die. You were never born. The body comes and goes, but every individualized piece of form comes and goes. But form as form appears and disappears eternally. Now, what doesn't come and go is eternity itself, which is formlessness. But all form appears as a continuous stream of appearance and disappearance within formlessness. So no particular form lasts forever, but form as form appears and goes, appears and goes, appears and goes, appears and goes. It's never not appeared, and it will never stop appearing, but it does come and go. But what never comes and goes in an absolute pure changeless state is eternity, consciousness, love, God, truth, being itself, which is pure intelligence, pure love, and it includes everything, it excludes nothing. There's no separation from it possible. And so all of the institutions of empire, whether they're religious or legal or political or artistic or scientific or philosophical or psychological or entertainment or industry or military, every single pillar of our so-called civilization, which is not civilization, it's a plantation. We've yet to actually have true civilization on this planet. We're moving in that direction. We might have gotten a little bit closer a couple times a little while ago, but no, we're not. This is not civilization. This is plantation that we're living in. We're living in a prototype civilization using astrophysics terminology, which I think actually comes from a science fiction tradition. This is a type 0 civilization we're living in. We're on the precipice of, or on the threshold of moving into a type 1 civilization. Not quite there yet. We have the possibility to get there, but to be in that kind of a situation, we have to remove the sentimental, superstitious barriers keeping us trapped in the mythology of empire, which teaches us that, survivorship is some competition that you have to get into. When we were living in the caves and in the jungles and in the villages, we were more wise than that. But we've come into these cities, which we've built using technology of incredible caliber, only to then revert to an incredible, just fucking impoverished psychic understanding of ourselves. And believing that, we were actually better off when we were living in small villages before all this technology, because we at least took care of each other. We were fed, we had clothes, there was something, we were always engaged in activity. And when we weren't busy, doing the survival stuff, and even when we were singing and dancing and loving and laughing. And then when we weren't busy engaged in survival processes, we were dancing, we were loving, we were laughing, we were singing, we were praising, we were going into incredible states of ecstatic consciousness and really being with the divine, and being with the divine in ourselves and in nature and in one another, while engaging in all the stuff of survival. And then we apparently developed all this technology and built these cities to make things even better, and all we've done is put ourselves in positions of even more and more dire slavery, where we're sacrificing our blood and the blood of our children to the beast, for it to just keep on destroying things, destroying us, destroying the earth, giving us false images of God, false images of love, of truth, of family, of security. It's all nonsense. The real thing comes out of the silence. And in the silence, you see what life really is. You see what the body really is. You see what thought really is. You see what the mind really is. You see what God really is. And it can't be given to you in a book. And if the religions of the world really got it en masse, this would be a different world. If scientists really understood science, this would be a different world. If artists really understood art, this would be a different world. If human beings really knew themselves, this would be a whole different world. That's how you know people don't know themselves, because we're living like this. This is how you live when you don't know yourself. But when you know yourself, you live differently. You live differently. You have to. There's no choice, because you see clearly. The rain's gone. The fog is gone.